leaders Leeds Rhinos to 2 points. An impressive performance from the Robins. They were 34-0 up at the break, going on to win 50 points to 6. It was a sluggish start to the season for Hull KR in their title defence, but they have now made it 6 straight victories in all competitions and another comprehensive win against the Tigers. Well, Leeds Rhinos have the opportunity to respond on Friday night as they host West Yorkshire rivals Wakefield Trinity at Headingley. Meanwhile, there's another game taking place in the Super League on Friday night. St Helens host York Knights. Both those games are kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's all for now. We'll have more later. These are your latest sports news headlines. I'm Alex Jack. We start with the football headlines on this Friday morning and a look back at the European action on Thursday night. In the Europa League, Chris Wood gave Nottingham Forest a crucial lead in their semi-final with Aston Villa. Forest running out 1-0 victors at the City Ground thanks to a Chris Wood penalty in the 71st minute. Villa boss Unai Emery was certainly unhappy after the full-time whistle after he believed that Elliot Anderson should have been sent off for a bad tackle on Ollie Watkins. Watkins fortunate not to have broken his ankle in that challenge, according to Emery. VAR did not step in and the tackle went unpunished. Forest going on to claim that 1-0 victory in that first leg, all to play for still in the second leg at Villa Park. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League game, Sporting Braga secured a 2-1 advantage going into the second leg after a victory against Freiburg in Portugal. Meanwhile, in the UEFA Conference League, a positive result for Crystal Palace in their first leg of their semi-final away at Shakhtar Donetsk. Palace running out 3-1 victors thanks to goals from Ismaila Sarr, Daichi Kamada and Jorgen Strand Larsen. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League semi-final, it finished Rayo Vallecano 1, Strasbourg 0. Well, there's one game taking place in the Premier League tonight. Leeds United host Burnley at Ellen Road. 8 o'clock kickoff of that one in West Yorkshire. Burnley go into this one on the back of sacking boss Scott Parker. Michael Jackson is in charge on interim basis. Leeds hoping to secure 3 points that would all but secure their place in the Premier League for next season. Meanwhile, there's one game taking place in the Scottish Premiership. Livingston host Aberdeen. That game taking place at 7:45. Moving on to rugby league news now, and reigning Super League champions Hull KR completed a 100% winning run in the month of April by demolishing Castleford Tigers 50 points to 6 at Craven Park. That's to cut the gap to leaders Leeds Rhinos to 2 points. An impressive performance from the Robins. They were 34-0 up at the break, going on to win 50 points to 6. It was a sluggish start to the season for Hull KR in their title defence, but they have now made it 6 straight victories in all competitions and another comprehensive win against the Tigers. Well, Leeds Rhinos have the opportunity to respond on Friday night as they host West Yorkshire rivals Wakefield Trinity at Headingley. Meanwhile, there's another game taking place in the Super League on Friday night. St Helens host York Knights. Both those games are kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's all for now. We'll have more later. These are your latest sports news headlines. I'm Alex Jack. We start with the football headlines on this Friday morning and a look back at the European action on Thursday night. In the Europa League, Chris Wood gave Nottingham Forest a crucial lead in their semi-final with Aston Villa. Forest running out 1-0 victors at the City Ground thanks to a Chris Wood penalty in the 71st minute. Villa boss Unai Emery was certainly unhappy after the full-time whistle after he believed that Elliot Anderson should have been sent off for a bad tackle on Ollie Watkins. Watkins fortunate not to have broken his ankle in that challenge, according to Emery. VAR did not step in and the tackle went unpunished. Forest going on to claim that 1-0 victory in that first leg, all to play for still in the second leg at Villa Park. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League game, Sporting Braga secured a 2-1 advantage going into the second leg after a victory against Freiburg in Portugal. Meanwhile, in the UEFA Conference League, a positive result for Crystal Palace in their first leg of their semi-final away at Shakhtar Donetsk. Palace running out 3-1 victors thanks to goals from Sk, Daichi Kamada and Jürgen Strand Larsen. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League semi-final, it finished Rayo Vallecano 1, Strasbourg 0. Well, there's one game taking place in the Premier League tonight. Leeds United host Burnley at Ellen Road. 8 o'clock kickoff of that one in West Yorkshire. Burnley going to this one on the back of sacking boss Scott Parker. Michael Jackson is in charge on interim basis. Leeds hoping to secure 3 points that would all but secure their place in the Premier League for next season. Meanwhile, there's one game taking place in the Scottish Premiership. Livingston host Aberdeen. That game taking place at 7:45. Moving on to rugby league news now, and reigning Super League champions Hull KR completed a 100% winning run in the month of April by demolishing Castleford Tigers 50 points to 6 at Craven Park. That's to cut the gap to leaders Leeds Rhinos to 2 points. An impressive performance from the Robins. They were 34-0 up at the break, going on to win 50 points to 6. It was a sluggish start to the season for Hull KR in their title defence, but they have now made it 6 straight victories in all competitions and another comprehensive win against the Tigers. Well, Leeds Rhinos have the opportunity to respond on Friday night as they host West Yorkshire rivals Wakefield Trinity at Headingley. Meanwhile, there's another game taking place in the Super League on Friday night. St Helens host York Knights. Both those games kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's all for now. We'll have more later. These are your latest sports news headlines. I'm Alex Jack. We start with the football headlines on this Friday morning and a look back at the European action on Thursday night. In the Europa League, Chris Wood gave Nottingham Forest a crucial lead in their semi-final with Aston Villa. Forest running out 1-0 victors at the City Ground thanks to a Chris Wood penalty in the 71st minute. Villa boss Unai Emery was certainly unhappy after the full-time whistle after he believed that Elliot Anderson should have been sent off for a bad tackle on Ollie Watkins. Watkins fortunate not to have broken his ankle in that challenge, according to Emery. VAR did not step in and the tackle went unpunished. Forest going on to claim that 1-0 victory in that first leg, all to play for still in the second leg at Villa Park. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League game, Sporting Braga secured a 2-1 advantage going into the second leg after a victory against Freiburg in Portugal. Meanwhile, in the UEFA Conference League, a positive result for Crystal Palace in their first leg of their semi-final away at Shakhtar Donetsk. Palace running out 3-1 victors thanks to goals from Sk, Daichi Kamada and Jürgen Strand Larsen. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League semi-final, it finished Rayo Vallecano 1, Strasbourg 0. Well, there's one game taking place in the Premier League tonight. Leeds United host Burnley at Ellen Road. 8 o'clock kickoff of that one in West Yorkshire. Burnley going to this one on the back of sacking boss Scott Parker. Michael Jackson is in charge on interim basis. Leeds hoping to secure 3 points that would all but secure their place in the Premier League for next season. Meanwhile, there's one game taking place in the Scottish Premiership. Livingston host Aberdeen. That game taking place at 7:45. Moving on to rugby league news now, and reigning Super League champions Hull KR completed a 100% winning run in the month of April by demolishing Castleford Tigers 50 points to 6 at Craven Park. That's to cut the gap to leaders Leeds Rhinos to 2 points. An impressive performance from the Robins. They were 34-0 up at the break, going on to win 50 points to 6. It was a sluggish start to the season for Hull KR in their title defence, but they have now made it 6 straight victories in all competitions and another comprehensive win against the Tigers. Well, Leeds Rhinos have the opportunity to respond on Friday night as they host West Yorkshire rivals Wakefield Trinity at Headingley. Meanwhile, there's another game taking place in the Super League on Friday night. St Helens host York Knights. Both those games are kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's all for now. We'll have more later. These are your latest sports news headlines. I'm Alex Jack. We start with the football headlines on this Friday morning and a look back at the European action on Thursday night. In the Europa League, Chris Wood gave Nottingham Forest a crucial lead in their semi-final with Aston Villa. Forest running out 1-0 victors at the City Ground thanks to a Chris Wood penalty in the 71st minute. Villa boss Unai Emery was certainly unhappy after the full-time whistle, after he believed that Elliot Anderson should have been sent off for a bad tackle on Ollie Watkins. Watkins fortunate not to have broken his ankle in that challenge, according to Emery. VAR did not step in and the tackle went unpunished. Forest going on to claim that 1-0 victory in that first leg, all to play for still in the second leg at Villa Park. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League game, Sporting Braga secured a 2-1 advantage going into the second leg after a victory against Freiburg in Portugal. Meanwhile, in the UEFA Conference League, a positive result for Crystal Palace in their first leg of their semi-final away at Shakhtar Donetsk. Palace running out 3-1 victors thanks to goals from Ismaila Sarr, Daichi Kamada and Jørgen Strand Larsen. Meanwhile, in the other Europa League semi-final, it finished Rayo Vallecano 1, Strasbourg 0. Well, there's one game taking place in the Premier League tonight. Leeds United host Burnley at Ellen Road, 8 o'clock kickoff of that one in West Yorkshire. Burnley go into this one on the back of sacking boss Scott Parker. Michael Jackson is in charge on interim basis. Leeds hoping to secure 3 points that would all but secure their place in the Premier League for next season. Meanwhile, there's one game taking place in the Scottish Premiership. Livingston host Aberdeen. That game taking place at 7:45. Moving on to rugby league news now, and reigning Super League champions Hull KR completed a 100% winning run in the month of April by demolishing Castleford Tigers 50 points to 6 at Craven Park. That's to cut the gap to leaders Leeds Rhinos to 2 points. An impressive performance from the Robins. They were 34-0 up at the break, going on to win 50 points to 6. It was a sluggish start to the season for Hull KR in their title defence, but they have now made it 6 straight victories in all competitions and another comprehensive win against the Tigers. Well, Leeds Rhinos have the opportunity to respond on Friday night as they host West Yorkshire rivals Wakefield Trinity at Headingley. Meanwhile, there's another game taking place in the Super League on Friday night. St Helens host York Knights. Both those games are kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's all for now. We'll have more later. These are your latest sports news headlines. I'm Alex Jack. We start with the football headlines on this Friday morning and a look back at the European action on Thursday night. In the Europa League, Chris Wood gave Nottingham Forest a crucial lead in their semi-final with Aston Villa. Forest running out 1-0 victors at the City Ground thanks to a Chris Wood penalty in the 71st minute. Villa boss Unai Emery was certainly unhappy after the full-time whistle, after he believed that Elliot Anderson should have been sent off for a bad tackle on Ollie Watkins. Watkins fortunate not to have broken his ankle in that challenge, according to
United host Burnley in this 8 p.m. kickoff with just a few and it's a warm welcome along to this off-tube independent studio-based commentary and our coverage of this Premier League clash between Leeds United and Burnley. The game at Ellen Road will be kicking off in a few moments' time. The players are just being counted up by our referee Thomas Bramwell. Leeds will get us going. They go from right to left for the opening 45 minutes. It's the all-white strip for them. Burnley in their usual claret shirt, white shorts and very light blue socks, going from left to right as Tanaka gets us going. He goes all the way back to Darlow on the edge of his area. And the Welsh international goes long towards that right-hand side, looking for Okafor, headed down though by Estev. Leeds pick possession back up. They've made just 3 changes from the FA Cup semi-final defeat against Chelsea at Wembley. Here's Okafor, ball into the area towards the back post. Big chance early on as it's headed away by Burnley. Comes back to Okafor. He knocks it into the feet of Tanaka. Okafor once more into the left-back slot for Strauch. He's bundled into by Zian Fleming, and Burnley survived. They're unchanged from their 1-0 defeat against Manchester City last time out. That game and that defeat confirmed their relegation from the Premier League back to the Championship. It's myself, Tom Wilson, joined by Jack Ogilby for this one. And as I said in the preamble, Jack, I think maybe 2 months ago or so, Leeds and Burnley fans alike would have penciled this in as a relegation 6-pointer, but we're coming into tonight and the two sides are 20 points apart from each other.
Yeah, Brentford won, Burnley rather, won the reverse game as well, didn't they? And like you, I thought these sides, I thought there'd be less between these sides all season, but famously Daniel Farke switching the formation at Manchester City in that 3-2 defeat, and things have been pretty good for Leeds. I know there's been some concern amongst the fan base that perhaps they draw too many games, but it's not a bad way to go about things. Burnley, they've got the second worst away record in the league and the worst home, and it's no surprise, is it, that they've struggled so much. I think the next season starts now for the Clarets. I'm not quite sure who's going to be in charge. They're said to be really hot on Craig Bellamy coming in, of course. He was an assistant to Vincent Kompany when they were in the Championship a couple of seasons ago. For Leeds, this is a great opportunity, I think. Brighton as well, still to come at Ellen Road. You know, if you're planning your survival quest, I think Leeds' last 4 home fixtures have been pretty much perfect, haven't they? They've played Brentford as well. You've also got West Ham and Tottenham away from home. Awkward games against sides and around them, but I think a win tonight and they're pretty much there. Yeah,
a win tonight for Leeds United puts them 9 above Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, if Spurs lose their game this weekend, it would just be goal difference that could potentially put Leeds down. Of course, that's on the basis that Spurs win their remaining, or 3 of their remaining games as well. 3 minutes into the game, Leeds 0, Burnley 0. A little bit of a slow start from both sides. As I mentioned, Leeds made 3 changes from that 1-0 defeat at Wembley. Justin and Stack return, as does Darlow between the sticks. He's preferred to Perry. And the other 2 coming out were Aronson and Goodmanson. Burnley unchanged from the defeat at home against Manchester City. Haaland's goal, the only one of the game. And that confirmed Burnley's relegation from the Premier League. They've got themselves a throw down the left-hand side. They go from opposition territory back into the safety of Dubravka's feet. He moves it across to Ekdal under pressure from Okafor. Down the line on the right to Chowner. Moves it infield to Kyle Walker, making his 500th appearance in English League football. It's his 420th Premier League start as well. It's impressive numbers from the former England international. His ball forward was actually won back there by Leeds, but Burnley have recovered possession. Dubravka inside his 6-yard box to Esteve on his left. He clears it long towards halfway. Tanaka's pushed to the ground. Referee says no foul as Fleming gets away with it. Plays it down the left-hand side. Jayden Anthony loses his footing and Leeds recover possession. You mentioned the draws for Leeds United. Jack, 13 draws this season, second behind Bournemouth, who of course they drew with in their previous Premier League game. It's their joint most draws in a 38-game season in the top flight. The other 2 campaigns in 96-97 and 98-99, but of course 13 draws means 13 points, puts them on 40. They're in a very good position, you would say, to stay up, barring some pretty monumental comebacks in terms of the form of the teams below them.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a good season for Daniel Farke's side, hasn't it? Just having a look at how the 2 teams are lining up. We had Burnley as a 5-4-1, but Harman looks like he's almost tucked in as a central midfielder with Bashir Humphreys as the left back in the 4. We'll see how things evolve. Hartman was very, very good at final, but injuries got the better of him, and he's similar since joining Burnley. He's a good footballer. He's one of those players that playing him inside might not be a bad thing, because they do just lack someone who can dictate things in the middle of the park. They've got a lot of legs in there. They've got James Ward-Prowse's delivery as well, but Hartman just might give them a bit more composure, I think. That's poor by Anthony.
Yeah, Okafor's stolen it away. He's only got Dominic Calvert-Lewin in front of him. Still Okafor as Walker gives chase. The Swiss international into the area. It's an uncomfortable dribble there from Noah Okafor. He claimed for the corner kick, but there wasn't much conviction in that attempt to win over the referee. It goes out for a goal kick. You feel that's potentially a chance gone. It's just the pace of Kyle Walker that's caused him a problem.
Yeah, it's wouldn't quite sit for Okafor there. He's wincing. I think it is more in frustration because he has that recent injury, hasn't he, that almost kept him out of the Cup semi-final. But yes, it just wouldn't quite sit. It was almost too good for his own good, I think, there, Okafor. But it just broke down for Burnley, and straight away they were in trouble. Just lack a bit of structure, this team. That was a clear foul by Josh Laurent on the back of Tanaka. Went through the back of the Japanese international. He's really come back into form in recent weeks and months. When I've seen him, you know, imagine he's going to be a big part of Japan's plans this summer. He was excellent during the March internationals, just growing in confidence again.
He was down quite heavily there, but he has got back to his feet pretty swiftly. 6 minutes played. Leeds 0, Burnley 0 at Ellen Road. You're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio-based commentary. Here's Justin into the final third now for Okafor. On the left-hand side, he's got Walker to beat. And now a second joins him in Schauner. Plays it back to Tanaka. He opens up into the area. Away, though, from Estev. Pascal Struijk leaves that for Jakobiol in the centre circle. Now to Struijk once more. Tanaka now on the left-hand side. Jakobiol nearly slipped in possession there. That would have allowed Jay Nancy, the former loanee at Ellen Road, to snatch on the end of it, but Leeds maintain possession. Here's Ampadu. Strives forward to Justin, bouncing ball over the top to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who tries to bring it down on the turn. It's cleared away in the end, but only as far as Bogle on the right-hand side now, into the area. That's blocked by Hartman. Zian Fleming tries to bring it under his control, but Leeds recover possession once more. They're just beginning to edge it in terms of possession. Here is Anton Sk, who hits one from distance, and it's in the back of the net. It's taken everyone off guard. It's caught me off guard. It's caught the goalkeeper off guard. Anton Sk, though, scores from some distance. 7.5 minutes in, Leeds 1, Burnley 0.
Yeah, he certainly caught the goalkeeper off guard. Martin Dubravka almost watched it go past him. It was a brilliant effort by Stark. It just shows you when you give players at this level an opportunity to have a look at the goal and measure their effort. Burnley, there's no one really looking towards Stack. Stack knows exactly what he's doing as well. Works way into space and rolls it almost with his left foot from 25 yards out. First touch out of his feet, strikes it low and true. The goalkeeper scrambling, just kisses the post on its way in. But it's a wonderful strike from Anton Sk. Back in the side, he had that injury against West Ham and minutes have been limited since then, but he's such an important player. He's known almost for his set pieces, but in open play he's excellent. He scored there. Brilliant goal by the German.
Yeah, it's his 5th Premier League goal of the season. You mentioned now Tanaka potentially a part of Japan's squad at the World Cup. Sk will be hoping to be in that Germany squad as well, and he's done himself a few favours with that one. It's Leeds 1, Burnley 0, 8.5 minutes in. After a pretty slow start, it's got to be said. It's the game's first real effort towards goal, and it's into the back of the net as Burnley try and come forward here. Down the right-hand side, that's a heavy touch though from Chowner after a poor pass from Walker. Then Estev brings Calvert-Lewin down, and Leeds will have a free kick.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning as well the goal difference between all the sides at the bottom. This could be a real opportunity for Leeds to improve that column in their favour and move away from some of the teams below them.
Free kick then for Leeds United, and this is very much Anton Sk territory. Scored from a similar angle and distance in the home win against Wolves. Scored as well, of course, away at Wolves from a free kick.
Well, I was thinking the goal he scored against Liverpool, actually. It's a similar position just before Christmas, that, wasn't it?
It's Anton Sk who's the only man over the ball. The German will be taking it 10 minutes in. He can already have himself a brace. There's a 5-man wall, including the draft excluder. 6 if you include James Ward-Prowse, who's just a couple of yards to the wall's left. Anton Sk steps up. It's decent over the bar though, and out for a goal kick. But he clearly fancied himself, and Dubravka maybe a little bit more alert than he was for the opening goal.
Yes, we're seeing that goal again. It's a nice ball forward by Jakobiol. The goalkeeper just caught totally unawares. He's back pedaling. He's suddenly out of position, isn't it? It was so well struck by Stat though. hard and low, in off the post. Dubravka left a bit red-faced. Maybe questions his positioning, but it's wonderful midfield play, and Stacks had a great start to this game. Almost an opportunity for Burnley to break. It's going to be good fun, this fixture, I think. Neither side are actually playing in much of a structure. It seems to break down. Now Leeds are trying to exert some control, but hopefully these teams can thrive on a bit of chaos. I was lucky enough to do the Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern game on Tuesday evening. I'm not suggesting we'll have that kind of fixture, but both sides looking to go forward, this time with Leeds and Pascal Strijk towards Jayden Bogle.
Yeah, he's the furthest forward there, the wing back, but can't bring the ball under his control, under pressure from two Burnley defenders. Dubravka comes and gets it. 11 minutes in, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Well, there certainly will be more goals, you feel, in the game, the way that the game started. Burnley have actually averaged before today 2 goals conceded per game. They've averaged 1 goal scored per game as well. They've conceded the most in the Premier League. They've scored the second least, though, which has, of course, been the problem and puts them in the sort of position that they're in, relegated to the Championship. And Scott Parker has, of course, departed. 12th minute of the game. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Daniel Farke said before this game that his side have put that FA Cup semi-final defeat to Chelsea to bed. It's forgotten about, but it is a pretty good-looking asterisk. What might be a pretty decent season. A win tonight for Daniel Farke's side puts them actually above Newcastle, who many wouldn't have thought they were in the relegation battle, but still technically and mathematically possible for them, as there's some pressure from Okafor on the Burnley back line, and that will be a goal kick, but could have been much worse there. Yeah,
Burnley just can't get out their own way at the moment, can they? Every time the ball seems going backwards, they're trying to play it out. It's looking nice, and then the ball suddenly goes backwards, and they're under pressure when they do go long. It's not quite sticking. This back three of Leeds, they know what they're doing. Jan Fleming's having to do a lot of work himself. Interesting, 9 goals for the Dutchman this term. Chris Wood, the last player to get into double figures for the Clarets in the Premier League. But again, we see the ball go long. He flicks on, but to no one really. And Jacobio quite easily clearing the Leeds 50-yard net gain on the territory front.
Yeah, the only other to reach double figures in the Premier League for Burnley was Danny Ings, and that was in 2014-15. As the ball's forward towards halfway. Okafor can't make it stick, but does find Stack. Calvert-Lewin then nods it back towards halfway. It's flicked forward though by Hartman for Burnley as Pascal Strijk gets underneath it with Chowner right behind him. And now here's Justin, one of the 3 changes for Leeds in this game. 13 minutes gone. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. And that goal just seemed to have settled Leeds down. They weren't in need of settling down, Jack, before the goal went in, but they do look a little bit more composed now.
They do. I think it's when they play at home, it's pretty lively down at Ellen Road, isn't it? And if it doesn't quite go right in the first 20 minutes, it can get a bit lively in the wrong way too. And you just think a goal will settle the crowd down, and that then feeds back into the players. And having seen Burnley quite a lot this season, they took the lead in Nottingham Forest a couple of weeks ago, but lost 4-1. And once they go a goal down, I think the opposition, like we've seen with Wolves quite a few times, actually, the opposition think, well, we could score again, but Burnley probably couldn't score twice.
Ball backwards for Carl Darlow, under pressure from Fleming, into the feet of Ampadu. He's been pressed by Ward-Prowse. Strauch, now Tanaka in a left-back position. Heavy touch there just allows Chowner a potential chance to win the ball, but Leeds have played out, and the ball has stayed in play, as it's looped forward by Ekdal, but only as far as a Leeds man in Darlow. 14 minutes in, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. You're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio-based commentary. As already relegated Burnley now behind to Daniel Farke's Leeds United. Here's Pascal Strauch to Ampadu. He strides towards halfway. He goes over the halfway line. He's got James Justin in front of him. Thought about playing it through the lines. Instead goes to Okafor. He let it roll through his legs looking for Calvert-Lewin. A miscommunication as Burnley initially won the ball back, but Leeds have stolen it again. Anton Stack towards the left for Okafor. Walker's just got there ahead of him, but Stack gets the rebounded effort. Although there was a foul there from a Leeds man, it will be a Burnley free kick. You just feel that Mike Jackson's side need a spell of possession to settle down themselves.
Yeah, move themselves up the field as well. They're quite deep whenever they have the ball, it's not quite linking it through midfield, which I suppose conversely is actually proving problematic for Leeds, because when they do go forward, we saw that early run from Okafor, we just saw that bit of play there. It's all quite congested around the edge of the Burnley box. Yeah, we saw and we heard Mike Jackson's comments before the game. They were suggesting that it had been a difficult time, as it would be with Scott Parker leaving earlier this week, and there had been a bit of soul searching among the players, but they're not helping themselves.
Yeah, Anton Stack stolen it away from Hartman, right hand side towards the edge of the area for Ampadu, who hits it. It's blocked though by Ward-Prowse. Tanaka on the follow-up was always going to struggle to get that on target. Hits it on the half volley. It's miles over and out for a goal kick. But as you mentioned, Jack, they're really not helping themselves, the visitors.
No, Dubravka's pass to Humphreys was always short, and Stack was straight onto it. Ampadu got the shot in, it blocked. Then Tanaka on the half volley. Always going to be rising there from the Japanese international, but confidence is low among the Clarets players. Thinking back last year, 100 plus points in the championship. You wonder what the mood will be like going into the back into the championship last term, because it's twice now they've come up quite comfortably and then struggled in the top flight, and it's just a weird funk the club's in, really.
Yeah, of course, the point well made that Parker would have been one of the best choices for a manager to bring them back up as well, but clearly he doesn't feel, and the club don't feel, that that is the right move this time, as the ball is headed back by Ampadu for Carl Darlow to collect. He quickly bowls out to his right for Rodon, not said his name just yet. He's not really been involved 17 minutes in, as Darlow has it. Tanaka around the corner, slips as he swung away, and that just falls to Anthony on the left hand side, edge of the area looking for Ward-Prowse. Tanaka though makes up for his mistake. He's able to get there in front of the man on loan from West Ham, and Leeds are able to play out, and they might actually have an attack on here. Okafor tries to roll it through the legs, it's out for a throw, but it was Leeds this time who nearly put themselves in some bother.
Yeah, redeemed himself there. Tanaka just slipped and played against his standing foot, played it to Anthony, but then he reads Anthony's pass. Ward-Prowse was almost on his heels a bit there. The Clarets midfielder and Taka just got in there, toe poked it away, and maybe that's something Leeds needs to be careful of. Leading 1-0 so early, got to be guarding against complacency. Burnley's last win was actually away from home at Crystal Palace. I'm not saying too much to suggest they'll be adding to that one, but Leeds just need to be careful. And as I've said, the crowd can be brilliant at Ellen Road, but if things aren't quite going right, they're pretty quick to get on the players, aren't they?
Yeah, that win against Palace in February, their only one in the last 25 games. They did, of course, beat Leeds at Turf Moor. I think Leeds fans will probably tell you that Burnley have been a little bit of a bogey side for them over the last few seasons. As they're throwing down the right hand side, Walker over the head though of Fleming, back into Leeds possession. Here's Beale, brings it away from the edge of his area to the right hand side for Rodon, lets it roll, then goes down the line to Bogle. He sees Hartman come into the back of him, just moves his body in the way. It goes out for a Leeds ball on that right hand side. 18.5 minutes gone, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio based commentary. Anton Stack's goal after 7 or so minutes has given Leeds the lead. A left footed effort from around 25 yards out, and that's now 4 goals from outside the area for the German this season in his, of course, maiden campaign in England's top flight. Is a throw in for Rodon, goes down the line looking for Calvert-Lewin. He chests it into the path of Bogle. Bogle on the right hand side, ball into the air looking for Okafor, flicked into the air but not away by Walker. Decent touch there from James Justin, but he's ran himself into the corner where Josh Laurent comes to try and deal with him. Chowner doubles up as they open up now for Strauch on the left hand side. He moves it infield to Ampadu. Ampadu once more to his right for Beale. Just steps away from Fleming, Rodon, and then Ampadu once more. Leeds looking comfortable in possession inside enemy territory. Here's Strauch, left hand side. Walker puts pressure on Justin as Ampadu has it centrally. There's a run there from Stack, the goal scorer. Ampadu slows it to a dead ball as Okafor has it now. And now Strauch once more. It's good running out of possession for Burnley, just forcing Leeds back. They're not making it as easy as they maybe were a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they've just injected a bit more energy into their player. I noticed one of the TV colleagues suggested that they looked flat and disheartened at Burnley. That was after 17 minutes, and just, of course, commentators curse the last 2 or so minutes. They have looked a bit more energetic. Maybe Leeds has gone back onto their heels, and Burnley have noticed pushed themselves 10 or so yards further up the field, and they're almost going man for man across the pitch as well when you look at it from a wider angle, trying to win those individual duels. That was a poor challenge by Fleming, a frustrated challenge, I suggest, by the Dutchman, and kicked out at Harry Tanaka, but the Japanese looks okay.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Hartman had just moved into central midfield. Looks like he has gone back to more of a flat back five for Mike Jackson's side, as Anthony puts a couple of challenges in on Rodon. Deemed fair according to the referee Thomas Bramall, as he then loops it over the top, but it won't reach its target of Fleming, and Strauch will allow that to roll through to Carl Darlow. Well, Burnley haven't been great away from home this season. Only Wolves have been worse than them, but 9 of the previous 13 points they have picked up have been away from home, albeit recently they have suffered 3 straight defeats by at least 2 goals when they haven't been playing at Turf Moor. You would say the way that game has been going, potentially could be on for another one of those. 21 minutes into the game, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack's goal separating the two sides. Here is Beale. Lofted ball forward, looking to go over the heads of the defence. There's nearly a mix-up there between Ekdal and Estev. It's nodded towards the edge for Stack. Keeps things going as he finds Bogle inside the area, bobbling around, not cleared by Burnley. Stack gets a shot in, that's blocked. It's out for a corner. That is some really unconvincing defending from the visitors. Yeah,
the ball just won't fall for anyone. There, Ekdal and Estev getting in each other's way. Stack runs onto it, gets past Estev towards Bogle. Hartman does quite well to hook it from behind Bogle, but only hooks it really into a poor area defensively for Burnley. Stack just continues his run, gets the shot away, blocked off of Hartman, out for a corner kick.
Yeah, first corner of the game. The goal scorer Stack has gone across to take it from that far side. Right-footed ball into the area as an away swinger towards a back post. It's nodded up and then cleared long by Josh Laurent. Only as far as the man in white, though, in Jaden Bogle. He goes backwards under pressure to Carl Darlow. Touch out of his feet and then clears away. Under pressure from Chana, right-hand side looking for Stack. Trying to win the header above Hartman, but didn't actually make contact. Leeds, though, have maintained possession as Fleming puts Tanaka under pressure. That's brilliant. He has a nice little 1-2 with Joe Rodon. Tanaka then opens up into the centre circle. Now to Pascal Strauch. Strauch striding towards the final third. Slows things down. Recycles through Tanaka. Tanaka across to the right-hand side for Rodon. Leeds enjoying around 3/4 of the possession so far at Ellen Road. 23 minutes on the clock. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Beale to Tanaka. Waiting for options in front of him. There aren't many, so he has to go back laterally to Beale. Beale himself just taking a couple of touches and moving out of a central defensive position under no real pressure. Tanaka now to Justin, left-hand side. Early ball into the area looking for Calvert-Lewin. Too close to Dubravka, who's easily able to collect. And with that, we are 1/4 of the way through the game. We're halfway through the first half. I'll hand over to Jack to take you through to half-time.
Thanks, Tom. Burnley seeking a bit of space down the left-hand side, but Tanaka sweeps up from midfield ahead of Anthony. And Leeds can bring it forward. Strauch goes back to Tanaka. Burnley falling back into their shape. Yeah, 5-2-3 without the ball. Joanna and Anthony trying to play alongside Fleming, Ward-Prowse and Laurent in midfield, but there is a bit of space either side of those two for the likes of Okafor. And Purdue gets a bump from Ward-Prowse. Tom Bramall just has a word with Ward-Prowse. No need to stop the game or anything like that. Strauch down the line. Ball in between Ekdal and Walker. The Swede controls back to Dubravka. It's been a pretty good signing for Burnley, considering how things haven't really worked out. Long ball forward towards Fleming, doesn't make it, but then Strauch's ball forward wasn't the best either. I just keep noticing Burnley are playing. I've seen them do this a few times this season. There's one ball forward, it goes wide, and then the third man then gets it back and they knock it long. they're struggling to beat the first man when they do it because Leeds are reading it, and then when it does go forward, it's poor Fleming who's having to do all the work himself.
Yeah, he's up there, he's isolated, isn't he, on his own. I mean, on paper it's Chowner and Anthony either side of him, but I think because Leeds have had most of the possession, they have just pushed Burnley further and further back. When they do get the ball back, the Clarets, they have a look up, and as you say, it's only really Fleming. They try and play out with those passes into midfield, and then, as you say, dropped back to sort of that right back position or that full back position, but still Fleming's all on his own. They could maybe benefit from maybe just saying to both Chowner and Anthony, look, when we do win that ball back, one of you just go up and make a two. You know, it's going to lead to a bit of an overload potentially if they lose the ball, but you feel it might be worth that risk because they're really struggling to make it stick.
They are, as Humphreys will take a throw further back down the line, a more traditional left back role. He's still told to go back as the former Chelsea youngster. Seems to be a bit of a hybrid position. Both Walker and Hartman are playing when the ball's not on their side. Humphreys down the line to Fleming, easily dealt with by Rodon. There's a bit of a pile up on the far side as we look at it. Leeds come away with the ball. Bogle now down the right hand side. Calvert-Lewin makes a dart towards the back post. Bogle can't get the ball out of his feet, but does well just to shrug off for 2 or 3 would-be challengers. Lovely footwork by Stark. Goes past 2. Back to Tanaka. Thought that was handball against Ward-Prowse. Going to be play on. Shawana is pulled back by Pascal Strike. You do think that maybe in another game, maybe later on, that could be. Here's going to be a yellow card, in fact, against the Dutchman. He's kind of giving himself away there. Maybe he's got sucked into the play. He points to someone else who should have got one, but 2 wrongs don't make a right, Pascal. And that's, a gimme, isn't it, that yellow card? It's really poor.
Yeah, I'd imagine the point that he's making, Pascal Strauch, is maybe it's not too dissimilar to the Fleming challenge. I just think the context of where the challenge was made was different. Leeds weren't exactly on the counter-attack when Fleming put that tackle in, albeit it was probably a little bit more aggressive. This one's a little bit more tactical, isn't it, from Strike, who recognises that they've lost the ball and Burnley are about to break, particularly down this right-hand side where, of course, they've got some real pace. So, yeah, you can see why Thomas Bramwell's gone to the book. He probably thinks he's got no choice there, the referee.
Took the momentum out to a potential attack as well. Burnley only just restarting now via Dubravka. It's over the top of Fleming and Strout. James Justin, no Gero Goodmanson this evening, hamstring injury, picked up at Wembley. Means Justin is the left wing back. Has played quite a lot of football, more than I think a lot of us thought he would actually when he joined Leeds. But he's so versatile, isn't he? James Justin has helped out central defence and both flanks. It's broken down for Leeds here. Shawana now on the right hand side for Burnley, trying to work it onto his left foot. In the whole of Ellen Road knew what he was going to do there. It's broke down. Hartman's now come on to the right hand side, right across from his left wing back position. Can't control. It will be a Leeds throw. The Yorkshire club going right to left. As we look at it's independent off-tube studio commentary. If you are just joining us, Leeds lead 1-0. Anton Stakraba with the early goal. Justin prepares to take this throw. Kyle Walker and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I would say a wrestle. It was a bit of a one-sided fight. Calvert-Lewin was stood there and Walker was grabbing his arm, but the referee didn't see too much wrong with it. Humphreys into Ward-Prowse's feet, and Burnley work it left to right, eked out. He's got nothing to really go forward to. Kyle Walker tucked in behind him, so he went back to him, and now Laurent, the midfielder, hands over to Walker, who's now in central midfield with Laurent at the back. Maybe a bit of space for Josh Laurent to move into. Over halfway comes Humphreys onto Jaden Anthony. Hartman, Anthony, Humphreys. Walker wants it right on the centre spot. Ward-Prowse onto Walker. Opens his feet up and Burnley kind of go back where they came. They have a bit of space with Humphreys, who helps onto Hartman.
Yeah, just looking at Fleming, Jack, who's I think he's just trying to play off Pascal Strauch a little bit more than any of the other centre halves, which is probably a smart move. He's probably the weakest link in that back five defensively. But what that's doing is when they have the ball on the left, Burnley, there's no option to Fleming's feet. He's not really that sort of come and let me drop off the back four and you give it to me sort of striker, but they need a little bit more from him, I think.
Yeah, it's a struggle for Burnley. They have lost the ball a couple of times but won it back, and Fleming's touched then into Walker. Walker just miscontrols and lunges in, just stretching towards Ethan Ampadu. It's a foul, the ref says, nothing more, as you'd be surprised to hear Pascal Strike is on to his case. And at 1-0 up against a team already relegated, he just needs to be a bit smarter there, Pascal Strike. He just needs to take himself away from the situation, doesn't he? Because the referee, it won't go unnoticed. It's just a bit unnecessary. We're seeing it again. Walker, he is stretching, but it's almost like he's tripping the player up because his foot goes across him. It's not. It's almost Ampadu's engaging the contact.
Yeah, I don't think the Walker one is anything to really give a second mention to. It's just one of those things. But the Fleming one, Jack, I thought maybe that could have been a yellow. Tanaka, he's got his back to him. He's about to play the ball. In fact, once he does play the ball, it's already gone by the time that Fleming goes into the back of him. He really charges into the back of Tanaka. That's twice now that he has gone into the Japanese international. That one quite overly aggressive. You can see Pascal Strauch's point.
Yes, but he's not going to change the referee's mind, is it? So, Esther, this is a good run down the left-hand side. He shows too much of it to Rodon. Comes across, wins the ball, wins a free kick as well. Esther insists he didn't foul the Welshman. We'll see it again. Esther breaking down the left-hand side, and he just puts his arm. But season, when he came in for Sean Dyche, he made a really good start. I remember that it's petered out a bit, and Clarets eventually went down before coming back up under Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, he won Manager of the Month, Jack. In fact, he's a really good start. Then he did lose 3 of his last 4 to see them relegated, of course.
Yeah, Poison Chalice, isn't it? That's award. Beale into Pascal Strike now. Thinks to go forward, thinks better of it, and go back to Carl Darlow. He's been one of the unsung heroes, I think, of Leeds' season. Almost been his career over the last 3 or 4 campaigns, where he started the season on the bench and earned his place through the misfortune of others or the poor form, and established himself. And there were great hopes for Lucas Perry when he came in from Lyon for a decent fee in the summer. You forget Ilya Melier still on the books as well. I remember when Leeds went down in the 2022-23 season, there was talk of, if they'd stayed up that season, £50 million being spent by another club on Melier, but it's just not worked out for him. Still 26, but not featured at all this campaign. Darlow's really locked down the gloves. You do wonder maybe if that's a position Leeds will look at in the summer, but he's been so good. I think he deserves his chance next term. As Calvert-Lewin, a free transfer late in the summer window, can't bring it down. Now, good play down the left by Burnley. Hartman's ball towards Trana. Rodon slides in. Not he fouled the Cameroon. He won the ball, but he caught him. But Burnley coming forward. Unfortunately, they're a man down from an attacking sense. But Hartman now can turn. Really, he's playing a roaming role, the Dutchman. He finds a wide ball to Humphreys. Works it back inside to Ward-Prowse. Back to Humphreys. Wide on the left-hand side, level with the 18-yard box. Burnley going left to right as we look. It's independent off-tube studio commentary. Ward-Prowse has it. Back to Anthony. Former Leeds loanee. Thinks about a cross, thinks again. Bogle just shadows him, does a good job too. Joanna's back up on his feet, so Burnley at their full complement. Walker back to Egdal, gets it out of his feet. Took a bit too much time. Recycles though, while Prowse plays a ball to no one in the end. Burnley just so long to get the ball into the area, allowed Leeds to regroup and all come out as one potential offside. 60% possession for Burnley in the last 10 minutes. I think Bashir Humphrey's going to get a yellow card. He's going to join his fellow left-sided defender, Pascal Strike, in the book. Stack just gets in ahead of him. Yeah, he just clips him, doesn't he? He's never going to win the ball there, Humphreys, once Stack's got the run on him. Yeah,
we didn't really touch on it again there, Jack, but that challenge from Joe Rodon, it's like rolling back the years, isn't it? You probably see that every week in the Premier League. It's definitely not a foul by my standards, and I'm glad to see that nothing's come from it, because you can understand he goes in quite aggressively. He does win the ball, but wouldn't have been surprised if the VAR official Timothy Wood or his assistant Jarrett Gillett just thought, let's just have a look at that, but nothing's come of it. But yeah, Burnley just enjoying a little bit more of the ball the last few minutes. It hasn't really bared any fruit, of course. It might just serve them as a little bit of a confidence boost coming up towards half time though.
Well, they did score in first half stoppage time at Nottingham Forest a fortnight ago. as Beale, another excellent summer signing from Leeds, to Justin Sk. Clearly got the last touch there. He's going to suggest he didn't, but the ball came right off his toe. You can see it. Lauren's ball inside to Ward-Prowse is not the best. Ward-Prowse's experience to get ahead of Ampadu, who brings him down. And free kick to Burnley, about 30 yards from their own goal. Yeah, Burnley have had 60% of the ball in the last 10 minutes, but they've still got a 0.00 expected goals, which I'm not great with stats and how that one's worked, but I know that's not good. The Leeds are on 0.41. They lead 1-0 if you are just joining us. We're in 9 minutes of the first half still to play, while Prowse's ball towards Kyle Walker wasn't the best, but Walker did well. Rana then nudged Strauch off, and then Cameroonian clearly played the ball. It was clearly a Leeds throw. That's what I'm trying to say. And he's going to get a yellow card, unnecessary, once again.
Yeah, I think he's...
he said it's a foul, maybe, I don't know, but...
He's kicked a second ball on, hasn't he? That's why the yellow card's come out. He's frustrated. It's gone the right way, as you say. It's clearly played off Chiauna, and he's thrown a second ball on. He's into the book. So a few of them joining the referee's bad books now. That's 3.
Yeah, end of season frustration, perhaps. Looking at Burnley's upcoming games, Aston Villa at home next Sunday. I think the mood might, amongst the villains, might be dependent on Thursday's second leg against Nottingham Forest. Of course, they lost 1-0 at City Ground last night, but they're back in action on Thursday at home. Available on the service as well. 8 o'clock kick-off on Thursday, as well as the 2 Champions League semi-finals and all the other Conference League and Europa League semi-finals second legs. Those on Thursday. It's Arsenal against Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain. We're all looking forward to that one on Wednesday. More Premier League action to come after this game over the weekend. Okafor down the left-hand side, tees it in. It's over Calvert-Lewin. There's a deflection off of James Justin into hands of Martin Dubravka. Burnley defenders were kind of waiting for each other to clear their lines. Eventually it worked out for the Clouds. Good play by Okafor. Dinks it towards Calvert-Lewin. Bashir Humphries heads it back into the feet of Esteve, and then he tries to clear it. It's Justin coming through, blocks it, but no real pace into Dubravka's hands. Humphries has done well to get the right side of Bogle on this occasion. Just having a look at Leeds closing games. They've got Tottenham away and West Ham away, either side of Brighton at home. So you feel that a win tonight almost puts them safe when you look at the other sides. They are still to play.
We mentioned Newcastle, didn't we, Jack, as well? And they've got to play both West Ham and Nottingham Forest. So Leeds winning, if they win this evening, they go above Newcastle. Of course, Newcastle yet to play. Leeds have an extra game on them. But if Newcastle do get dragged into it, they could get dragged in further, given that they're playing 2 relegation candidates.
And they've got Brighton at home tomorrow, who are in really good form, aren't they? And they've got a really, strangely good record at St James's Park as well, haven't they? Brighton. So they're a bit of a bogey team for the Magpies, who might have enough time, but they're slowly, just, things just aren't quite right there. They lost the last 4 games since beating Chelsea. It's a really good performance at Stamford Bridge, but maybe something to worry about for the Magpies. Leeds have got a corner kick. Stack, who just seems to be at the centre of everything good they do, wins it and is applauded by the home faithful. Leeds have scored 16 times from set pieces this season, third only to Arsenal and Manchester United, who've got 22 and 20 respectively. Spurs surprisingly higher on that metric as well. As the ball comes in for Stack. It's a good run. Handball surely against Ekdal. We'll see it again. The Leeds players have almost stopped. They were expecting those to go. The referee will of course check it. Ampadu gets a shot in from Tanaka's ball into the box. Burnley can break here though. Rodon is fouls Anthony. That'll have to be a yellow card. Might be rescinded depending on what the decision is. Again, Rodon, totally unnecessary really. It's a yellow card as much for his reaction as it was the foul. It's a pretty cynical one. But Oh, he's not that cynical, actually, is it? It's maybe one he would take, but Anthony was looking for it as well. We're seeing the ball into the box again. Comes, and does he come off his thigh, maybe? Turns his back on the ball, so the analysts won't be happy with that. I think they have done the check. It's second yellow card of the season for Joe Rodon. Again, just felt a bit unnecessary. I think it was as much for his reaction as the actual incident.
Yeah, he's got to book him there because he's booked Pascal Struijk for a challenge which was worse, really, wasn't it? But he just sort of catches the backside of Jaden Anthony. There's a slight coming together. It is a really minimal contact, and yeah, he reacts as though he's very, very frustrated. You can understand that. Yeah, the handball incident, perhaps not handball, but it's really unconvincing defending from Burnley again. I mean, Pascal Struijk, I think it was Zian Fleming on him, but he had a really good hold of his shirt in there. There was a couple of arms flailing, and as you say, Esteve does have his arm across his body. He's done nothing wrong in terms of his positioning, but he doesn't look at the ball, as you say. He sort of moves away from it.
Yeah, two players missed the ball, and then the player who potentially handballed it had turned away, hadn't he? As Walker with a long throw. Esteve's in there, but he nods it down only to Stark, who hams it away with his left foot. Hartman's got the whole of his half bar in Dubravka back, but he took his time. Surely Hartman, and Tanaka was right on him. You can imagine the noise is growing as Tanaka got closer to the Dutchman. He did quite well in the end. Burnley, though, trying to work the way out via the ground rather than the aerial route, and Ekdal has it right on his own 6-yard line. Now Walker, this could work for the Clarets. Lauren's ball needs to be first time over the top to Fleming. I think he was looking for it, so maybe the Dutchman wasn't alert, and then Burnley will play out from the back. Still to have a shot. They've had 2 touches in the Leeds area. Leeds have had 7 shots, 1 on target, the goal of course, and 9 touches in the opposition area. 67% of possession as well. As Steph brings it forward, he'll find Anthony, former Arsenal and Bournemouth man, inside, outside. Poor ball really towards the back post, but I say it's a poor ball. It could have been a better ball if it had more players in the box. It was only Fleming who was occupying 3 defenders. Yeah, just maybe a reshuffle, maybe just something. The awful phrase, handbrake off from Burnley. They've got nothing to lose now. Have the season's relegation's confirmed. I doubt they're going to be playing 5 at the back in the Championship next season. Maybe a chance to put a few building blocks in place and just have a bit of a go, really. Yeah, you can understand maybe the team selection, Jack. I mean, we don't know the ins and outs with Parker's departure, but maybe it was almost set in stone. You know, maybe it was already sort of confirmed, and Jackson didn't really feel like he wanted to change too much, so he hasn't. But he could certainly make some alterations, you feel, during the game, particularly at half-time, because, as you say, Fleming's all on his own. Rodon and Struijk, sort of either side, are having a pretty easy time of it, really, in possession. Fleming's not really pressing them too hard, and the wingers for Burnley not getting forward quickly enough, not supporting Fleming enough. He's really isolated up there. I think what is also helping Leeds is, of course, Burnley have got that back 5 as well, but Leeds with 2 up top, and then the energy from midfield and fullback is making it look like less defenders for Burnley. Yeah, and I'll come back in a second as Stack breaks forward. The inside right position he occupies so well. Tanaka, I think, was waiting for it too much as Fleming rather barged him over. 2 Gary Cardi players in Shawana, and Struijk now battle for it. The Cameroonian gets to the byline, right for the ball in. Oh, Anthony gave Fleming the call, and then Fleming happened to be in his way. Anthony was just trying to nod it into the bottom corner. Fleming thought about the bicycle kick, pulled out, and he's got in his colleague's way. Well, the point I was also going to say is neither Hartman nor Walker are flying wing-backs these days, are they? As Laurent goes for goal, it's always going too high. Shawana, good work down the right-hand side. He got the ball in the Leeds defensive third, isn't it? Dinked ball towards the back post isn't a bad one. I think the Leeds fans will be really frustrated and really disappointed, actually, with the way that Leeds have been sort of since maybe when I handed over, Jack, about halfway into the first half.
they've not. Yes, they've had a lot of the ball, but they should be putting this Burnley side to the sword.
Yeah, 1 minute's been added on. Justin goes for goal, and a couple of bites of the cherry from Dubravka, but got there in the end. Justin, not too many options. It's similar to you see what he's doing, trying to learn from Anton Sk there, because he tries to go low towards the near post. Hartman's ball toward Prowse's shot. Rode on Ravrampadu just steps in. The Welshman played all season in midfield, hasn't he? As Okafor's giving way too much time. He drives forward. Ekdal gets a touch in there. And then Estebev and then Sk blasting over in the end, out for a goal kick. The referee doesn't even take the time to restart the game. Leeds haven't been perfect, but it's they who lead 1-0 at half-time thanks to Anton Sk's 7th minute goal. Join us shortly for second half coverage.
Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Stack scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable talking point from that first 45. He hit one from about 25 yards. He caught everyone off guard, including Martin Dubravka, who scrambled across but couldn't stop the ball going in with a slight kiss of the post. Leeds have dominated possession since then, but haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Burnley have not yet had a shot on target. It's been pretty bad from Mike Jackson's side. Half-time, Leeds 1, Burnley 0. Half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds United 1, Burnley 0. Anton Sk scoring after 7 minutes has been the most notable. And it's a warm welcome along to this off-tube independent studio-based commentary and our coverage of the second half from Ellen Road. Leeds 1, Burnley 0 at half-time. Burnley immediately on the attack, though, into this second period, but Leeds have been able to snuff that out. Burnley have kicked us off. They're going from right to left in the second half with the claret shirt, the white shorts and the blue socks. Leeds from left to right in the all-white. Here's Hartman down the left flank into the feet of Anthony, goes backwards towards halfway, and Burnley in safe possession on halfway. Anton Sk's goal after 7 minutes has put the hosts in front. Wasn't the most vicious of efforts from the German international, but just enough on it and taken quickly enough that it caught Martin Dubravka off guard, and with a little bit of fortune as it kissed the inside of the post, it went into the back of the net to give Leeds the lead. Leeds the better of the two sides in the first 45 minutes. There was some response from Mike Jackson's team towards the end of that first period, but overall from the visitors it hasn't been that great. Just the two shots, they came very late on, neither on target. The only notable talking point for Burnley was their ball into the area from the right hand side. It was dinked towards the back post, but Jaden Anthony's header actually hit off the back of Zian Fleming, and that was about as good as it got from the visitors. Here they come though down the right hand side with Chona. He's got two to aim for inside the box, drills it towards the back post. It evades Jaden Bogle, finds Hartman on the byline. He squares it towards the edge of the area. Evades Stack as a shot from distance from Ward Prowse takes a deflection and nearly causes a problem or two for Carl Darlow. And it's a first shot on target for the Clarets. A little bit of fortune there as the man on loan from West Ham was, I think, going for the left-hand side of Carl Darlow's goal. And instead, it went towards the right. Here's Bogle, though, up the other end for Leeds. The furthest forward temporarily there was the former Blade. As Anthony's pushed down to the ground by Ampadu. The referee didn't give it initially. He was waiting to see what happened and then eventually does blow for a Burnley free kick. Well, no changes for either side at half-time, and no changes in terms of the commentators as well. It's myself, Tom Wilson, joined once again by Jack Ogilby for this one. And well, it wasn't exactly a thriller, was it, the first 45 minutes, Jack? It was a decent goal, and Leeds, I think, were clearly better off for it. A small amount of a response from Burnley, as I say, just before the end of the first half. But we were hoping for better, I think, in this second period.
Yeah, that was the 23rd time that Burnley failed to score in the first half this season. Calvert-Lewin gets a booking. he complains, but he just leaves the referee with no. I hate using the word about a genuinely elite athlete, but it's lazy from Calvert-Lewin. The man goes past him and just drags him down. I don't understand where the complaint is. Anyway, it's maybe me on my hobby horse as much as anything, but Burnley showed in this opening 3 minutes probably more attacking threat than they did for most of the first half. They had that Anthony chance that bounced off the back of Zian Fleming, didn't they, towards half time, but they struggled to get their attacking players in the game, really. Just having a look at how they line up again, it's this 5-4-1 with Fleming a bit isolated up top, although it does seem that Anthony especially is just playing a bit narrower. Maybe that's going to be the ploy, but it's Leeds coming forward. It's like Okafor, he's got the wrong boots on tonight, Tom. I don't know. The touch just hasn't quite been there, has it, for the Swiss?
Yeah, he does look a little bit off it as Rodon beats Anthony for pace to get the ball backwards to Beale, who clears long up towards Calvert-Lewin, wins his header, but there's no one really there to support him. Bogle the closest to him, but he won't get there as Hartman allows it to go out of play. The 15 of the 20 goals that Leeds have conceded at home this season have all come after half time. Of course, if they concede this evening, it will be another one to add to that stat, but they rarely concede in the first 45 at Ellen Road. That trend continues. 50 minutes into the game, Leeds 1, Burnley 0 as Fleming tries to bring it under control. He had 2 bites of the cherry there, but the second saw the ball go out of play for a Leeds throw. Rodon gets it, throws it into Sk, who shows too much of it to Ward-Prowse, who takes it off the German's toe. Walker with his face to his own goal as Okafor puts him under pressure, just about squeaks it away up towards Fleming. There's a coming together, referee not interested as Leeds recover possession. Pascal Struijk down the line to Noah Okafor. What can he do now? Up against Kyle Walker, tries to run him down the line. Walker's matched him so far, then doubles up with Chauner back there. We've seen that plenty, haven't we, Jack? Whenever Okafor's had the ball on that left-hand side, he's very rarely had a defender one-on-one.
Yeah, they're doubling up quite nicely on him. I do wonder if he's still maybe struggling that little injury he had quite recently. He's just not quite trusting himself, and when he does, he's either leaving the ball behind or the ball's getting ahead of him. It's just not quite clicking for him this evening. To be fair, Walker, he's not done a lot with the ball, but he's been pretty sharp defensively.
That's brilliant from Rodon. 1-2 with Bogle on the right-hand side. Sk involved now on the byline, tries to draw it back across goal, takes a deflection, and it's out for a corner. First corner of this second period, 51 minutes gone. Leeds 1, Burnley 0. They have played some good football, Leeds, at times. That final ball's maybe lacking, but brilliant build-up.
Yes, just got a bit tight, but they worked it really nicely down the right-hand side. Rodon and Bogle and Sk, and it will be start to take the corner kick.
Yeah, and away swinger from the German towards the 6-yard box. Headed away, though, by Burnley. Only as far as Okafor on the left-hand side. Tries to open up for a shot. That's blocked. Tanaka then loops it back into the danger zone where Struijk's lurking. Headed up rather than out by Hartman, Justin to keep it alive. Now Fleming towards the edge for Ampadu. Now here's Sk from a decent angle, who hits one. It's away though from Esteve towards the edge of the area where again it's headed back into the mixer by Beale. Burnley eventually able to get it clear. 2 or 3 goes at it there to try and get the ball away, and eventually it is played into the feet of Ward-Prowse. It has opened up ever so slightly here for the visitors. Towards the left-hand side for Hartman, just over halfway as Leeds players in white shirts track back and recover themselves into defensive positions. The 1-2 there from Ward-Prowse and Laurent. And that's a poor ball from Bashir Humphreys, and it's stolen away by Calvert-Lewin. He's all on his own. He runs his way into the corner, supported now by Bogle. Lovely back heel in towards Jayden Bogle inside the area. First time ball towards the back stick. It's a brilliant Leeds goal. It's Noah Okafor. Well, he certainly had the right shoes on the right feet there. The Swiss international makes no mistake with the first time volleyed finish. Leeds 2, Burnley 0.
Yeah, take it all back. What a lovely finish that is from Okafor. And a lovely ball as well by Bogle. He was in an awkward position, was the right wing back, and it was almost too close to the goal to go for goal. Dinked it across to Okafor. Lovely measured ball to the Swiss. Just guided it past Martin at the Dubravka. Lost in midfield by Bashir Humphreys. Great sharp play by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Driving to the line. Little inside ball with a back heel to Bogle. I praise Kyle Walker, but he's 5 yards off for Okafor there. Has a hopeful glance towards the potential offside flag. I don't know why Ekdal's playing everyone onside there. It's a lovely finish by Okafor.
53 minutes on the clock. Leeds to Burnley 0. They scored 7 minutes into the first half. They scored 7 minutes into the second as well. Daniel Farke's side have doubled their lead. Noah Okafor's 8th goal of this Premier League season. He's in some really good form. As you said, not the greatest performance from him up until this point, but when a man in form gets that sort of opportunity, doesn't make a mistake. It's a really good finish because, yeah, he's all alone, isn't he, Jack? But, you know, it's still on the volley. He starts to cushion it into the corner. Yeah,
and he's moving at real pace as well, and just has that composure and technique to guide it past Dubravka. And, well, they've made a change, Burnley. Hannibal has come on into the Clarets midfield. Straight away he's fouled is the tune. He's just having a bit of a head count. It's Josh Laurent who has been replaced, and Hannibal has struggled with injuries the last few weeks and months. Back available, and a player maybe some other teams might be looking at actually heading into next season's Premier League or beyond. Hannibal.
Yeah, he was suspended, wasn't he, following the meeting between these two sides at Turf Moor earlier this season. It was a few weeks after that he actually had the suspension, but it was, if memory serves, I think it was for spitting from Hannibal measure. 10 minutes gone in the second half. On he comes, as Jack mentions, replacing Josh Laurent. And Leeds looking for a third. And any nerves there were inside Eleanor, do you feel now may have just dissipated, Jack?
Absolutely, yes. And this is an opportunity now for Leeds against the disheartened, somewhat dishevelled Burnley side as well. I'm just looking at the goal difference column. They've got slightly worse than everyone around them, really, Leeds. But this is an opportunity to perhaps draw level with the side still to play this weekend. West Ham have got Brentford away tomorrow. Tanaka goes for a goal, saved by Dubravka, follow up, and it's 3-0. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the goal. That'll help the goal difference.
That certainly will help the goal difference. It was a long throw from Ampadu, which didn't seem like it was going anywhere, hence why I allowed you, Jack, to continue on. It just falls, though, to Tanaka on the edge of the area, and he hits it from the edge of the box. It's a decent strike, which I don't think Dubravka gets a full view of. He does get a hand to it, and then the rebound, the follow-up is followed up by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Dubravka, by the way, down on the ground. He's holding his knee. He clearly feels he's been fouled. We'll see if we can see anything in this. Just talk you through it as we watch the replay. Tanaka, as I say, from a tight angle. Decent save from Dubravka. No foul in there. He very well may be injured, the goalkeeper, but I don't think it's anything untoward. Calvert-Lewin just able to dink it over the top of the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. His 12th Premier League goal of the season. He'll be really happy with that one, as will the home crowd.
Absolutely, yes. Calvert-Lewin just almost flies through the air. He does actually catch Dubravka, but there's no real impact on the play. The ball's in the net by the time he does it. It's a coming together between 3 or 4 players, a couple each from both sides. Just looking at the goal difference, that leaves Leeds level with Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Tottenham and West Ham are way behind. So as they say, it's almost like a point goal difference at this stage of the season. Yeah, West Ham have got Brentford away from home tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Tottenham, of course, they beat Wolves last time out. They're Aston Villa. Interesting, a rare Sunday night 7 p.m. kickoff. And that might be an opportunity for Spurs, considering Villa have got other things to think about. They're almost qualified for the Champions League. And they've got the Europa League semi-final second leg to consider. But these are worrying times for Martin Dubravka. Remains down. Just having a look towards the bench. It's Matavisa, the spare goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah, might be required. He hasn't featured in the Premier League for Burnley since his move from the second division in Germany. Has played a couple of times in the EFL Cup and a couple of times in the FA Cup as well. still just 21 years of age, might get his Premier League debut, albeit not in the circumstances I'm sure he or Mike Jackson would have wanted. But speaking of things that are wanted or not wanted, the Leeds fans won't be wanting this evening to end, you feel, because just under an hour and they now lead by 3-0. Quick-fire double at the start of this second half after Anton Stack's opener in the first. Noah Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the goals. I mean, all three goal scorers, Jack, in truth, have been pivotal, haven't they, to Leeds United's campaign this season. I mean, we're quickly approaching, I think, a period where maybe you don't even really put Leeds in that relegation battle anymore if results go their way the next couple of weeks, for sure. But you know, they are in a relegation battle. They have been in one. But Noah Okafor's brilliant form. Calvert-Lewin's had spells, hasn't he, throughout the season that showed his class. And Anton Stack, when he's been fit, has been monumental, hasn't he, for Leeds United?
Yes, even when they were in the Championship, there were questions from Leeds fans about them scoring enough goals, and there certainly were the last time they were in the Premier League. But all three have brought a lot to the party since coming in last summer. You do wonder if there might be another couple of attacking bodies in to come for Leeds as the targets for the summer window, but those three have been excellent. Okafor and Stack, both for, well, Okafor certainly, perhaps Stack as well, World Cup candidates, and maybe Calvert-Lewin, of course. I mean, 12 goals for a player who just looks as sharp as he's ever been. He chases down Esteve. Now, he had that couple of great seasons at Everton, but struggled for injury. He was almost living off his reputation while he was injured, wasn't he? Everton were forever waiting for him. Couldn't wait much longer. He left last summer. He really found a home. Of course, a Sheffield boy, so maybe it's a bit closer, can live closer to the family, those kind of things. But he just seems so happy and so fit and so sharp, and he's just been managed so well by Leeds.
Yeah, and he looked really lively there, didn't he? As that follow-up from Tanaka was palmed by Dubravka, you can see the intent. He's probably not the closest to it as it drops at the feet of him, the feet of the defenders, really. But it's the desire, isn't it, to get there in front of the defenders?
Yeah, he just came through 2 or 3 of them, didn't he? He just seemed to know where the ball was going to be and know how to get there. And they're things you can't always teach. You come with experience. Beale's ball towards the Stack's not the best, but it's a poor clearance by Hartman. Burnley's had that decent first 3 minutes of the second half, but they just can't get out of the way. It's funny, you criticise Burnley for trying to play out from the back, criticise Southampton for the same thing last season, but then you watch Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich, and the reason they're in the Champions League is their first pass beats the press, doesn't it? And these teams are, well, not in the Champions League, but floating around towards the top of the Championship, bottom of the Premier League. That's a clear difference in the quality of the players.
Yeah, now we're gone. Leeds 3, Burnley 0. Ball forward over the head of Calvert-Lewin, picked up by Ekdal into the feet of Hannibal Mejri. His first real touch since coming off the bench just after that second goal went in, as Darlow's way off his line to receive that long ball forward. Now here's Tanaka, left-hand side for Strauch, and they have beaten the press. Here come Leeds. They've got a few forward as Strauch tries to find Calvert-Lewin. It's taken off his toes. It's back to Strauch, though, after a poor clearance. Here's Ampadu from Stack. Just opens up and slows things down there, Ampadu, and that just settles some of the Leeds players' heads as Tanaka has it now, about 45 yards from goal, out towards Okafor, the scorer of Leeds' second. Has Kyle Walker in front of him, opts not to take him on a run and moves it back in field to Tanaka. Tanaka forward to Ampadu. Leeds keeping possession well, 62 minutes gone. You're listening to Off-Tube, independent studio-based commentary. Goals in the second half from Noah Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They're 8th and 12th, respectively, in the Premier League season so far. Ball forward towards the right-hand side for Bogle to chase, but Humphries is going to get there first. He's been booked, just a reminder, as has his teammate Loom Tushauner. Calvert-Lewin, Roden and Strauch all in the book for Leeds as Bogle plays it forward. It's a good one towards James Justin. Poked wide for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, byline, right-hand side. Supported now by Bogle. Plays it back to Bogle, into the area first time. A bobbling ball away from Humphries. Leeds will recover on halfway. 63 minutes gone. We're just seeing the wing-backs for Leeds get further and further forward now. There's a real confidence about the home side. It's not something that we've seen from Burnley. You mentioned the wing-backs, Walker and Hartman, not really flying forward, and maybe that's the difference.
Yes, and you can tell when a side's confident by how many bodies they get into the box, and Calvert-Lewin was wide on the right-hand side. The player didn't expect to be in there, but there were 5 of his teammates actually in the 18-yard area Burnley, they're coming forward. Just having a look at how the shape is really. You've got Kyle Walker trying to orchestrate things from the middle of the park, but it's a semi-hopeful ball forward into an area where Anthony and Hartman may or may not be, and Bogle just picks it out and sets Stack away.
Yeah, first time ball into the area, looking for Calvert-Lewin. He's on his heels as it falls to Ampadu instead on the edge of the area. He finds Stack once more, no one on him as he loops a ball in towards the back post. Headed there from Walker back to his goalkeeper, who wasn't expecting it, and it was poorly done there by Kyle Walker, poorly executed. It hits the ceiling of the net and out for a corner kick.
Well, I actually think I feel a bit sorry for Walker. He was caught in two minds. I think when the ball's in the air there, he's kind of, you're a fullback and you don't know what's behind you, you kind of expect him to be hit, so you think, I'm going to head it away, and then he realises that isn't coming, so he changes his mind in mid-air and heads over the crossbar. Okafor is applauded off by the Leeds fans. He's had another fruitful evening. Lucas Netcher is going to come on, the Germans. There's going to be two changes by the looks of it for Burnley as well. Florentino among those to come in to midfield. Lucas Perez as well on the left hand side. You imagine that might be a straight swap for Hartman. Ward-Prowse is the player replaced by Florentino. Yeah, Hartman trudges off behind the goal. Florentino and Perez come on. Hartman and Ward-Prowse. That's three of the 5 Burnley changes made. First one though for Leeds.
Corner for Leeds as well. Anton Stack on the far side. He's just waiting from the all clear. Both arms in the air now. Right boot at the ball towards the front post. Pascal Struijk makes the contact. Can't direct it to goalward. Still waiting for his first Premier League goal of the season. Pascal Struijk, in fact, of the 11 players that started the game and the 12th that just come off the bench, he's the only player in Leeds shirt this evening that hasn't scored in the league so far. Dangerous, wasn't it, that ball in from Anton Stack? He just couldn't glance it towards goal.
Yes, it's an interesting tactic. We're seeing increasingly so. Everyone starts almost on the goal line on the 6-yard box, and the ball's floated further out towards the penalty spot, so the players actually heading it back against where they came, and he just couldn't quite get the contact. Hint of a shoulder about it as well. A bit of a shoulder there from Stack as he heads out for a Burnley throw in the Leeds half.
66 minutes gone. Leeds 3, Burnley 0. Brilliant performance from Daniel Farke's side in this second half after a fairly lacklustre opening 45 minutes. They did lead at half-time though, of course, through Anton Stack. And as Jack mentioned, 3 changes for Burnley in this second half. Maybury, Florentino and Perez coming on to replace Hartman, Laurent and Ward-Prowse. Leeds have made the one change with Nemetcha on for the goalscorer of Leeds' second in Okafor. Throwing down the right-hand side for Burnley. It will be Chauner to throw it back to Walker. Walker then to Hannibal Maysbury. Moves away from the press of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and opens up towards the far side for Chauner, who moves it back in field to the centre circle for the former Manchester United man Maysbury. Now opens up to Humphreys, poked into the feet of Lucas Perez, his first touch off the bench. Couple of ball rolls, then back to Maysbury once more, just seems to be trying to pull the strings out there. That's a poor pass from him, but he gets it back from Pascal Struijk's poor clearance. Here's Perez, down the line to Humphreys, Bogle there to intercept, but again it's Maysbury who picks up the loose ball. A little bit more about Burnley now as Anthony has it, moves in field. Opens up towards the far side for Ekdal, now to Walker. About midway through Leeds territory, forward to Chauner. Backwards to Florentino. Ampadu put a foot in there, had to be careful. Referee says play on as Burnley maintain possession. This is the best they've looked all evening. Ball forward towards the edge of the area for Perez. Decent first touch. Fleming has it. Opens up towards Humphreys on the left-hand side. Hits one. Oh, it's in the back of the net. It might be offside there, though, the Burnley man. It was saved initially by Carl Darlow. The flag has gone up on that far side. I think it was it Perez just to poke it in at the back stick. We'll get a replay now and see if he was the other side of the defensive line. It's very tight, but he might just be, Jack.
I think he might be on there. Seeing it again, it's not a case of him stealing the goal off Humphreys. Good save by Darlow away. He looked so offside initially, but have another look at it. I think he might just be the right side of the line. As Humphreys strikes the ball. That's trying to line things up. We can't quite get an angle at the moment. That's going to prove conclusive. Looking at Jakob Biel's right toe.
Yeah, there's I think, is it 40 cameras per Premier League game in a stadium, and they never quite have the right one for that line across.
None of them on the 6-yard line, which seems a bit strange,
yeah,
doesn't it? Really, you think that was an easy one with the grass being cut that way and all those kind of things.
We'll wait and see. 69 minutes gone. Leeds 3, Burnley 0. Perez potentially with the ball in the back of the net for what could be a consolation for Burnley. Could also be the makings of a comeback. The line's been drawn, as Jack mentioned, and it is offside, confirmed now by Timothy Wood and Jared Gill at the VAR and the VAR assistant. So no goal for Burnley. And Leeds are still leading by 3-0. Well, we are 3/4 of the way through the game. You're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio-based commentary, and I'll hand over to Jack to take you through to full time.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. So free kick for Leeds rather than a goal for Burnley. They've actually scored in their last 2 away games at Fulham and at Nottingham Forest, but lost at both of those, losing their last 4 games. Last point they picked up was a 0-0 draw against Bournemouth on March 14th. Had a bit of an end of season feel even back then, did that game. Humphries to Florentino, who's just not quite clicked for the Benfica man. He was highly touted a couple of summers ago at least. He'll open up his body and give it to Ekdal, back to Florentino, back to Ekdal. Hannibal drops it deep, gets it out of his feet, then cuts it back to Esteve. Now Lucas Perez. The Brazilian cuts inside and goes back to Hannibal. Now Bashir Humphries, he cuts inside. Back to Hannibal. Crossfield ball maybe to Ekdal. Now Florentino. Ekdal has it to Walker. Back to Ekdal. And Leeds just started to push up now. Stack almost intercepted, but it's a good ball by Esteve. Anthony will work it wide to Chouanu. Got it onto his left foot, right foot. Goal for the Cameroonian. Just had too much for Pascal strike there. And Burnley, having just had one ruled out for offside, have got the goal.
Yeah, it's the best spell of the game, isn't it, for Burnley by far. Pascal Struijk not really covering himself in glory there. Has a couple of bites at it. He just sort of gets lost really where the ball is and then stumbles over. He does get a touch to the ball, but it falls straight back into Chauner's path, who makes no mistake with the finish. Rifles it past Darlow. Does get a hand to it, but it's into the back of the net. And you maybe be a little bit concerned if you were a Leeds fan, wouldn't you? They've been so dominant in the game, and then Burnley have had the ball in the back of the net on a couple of occasions now. Of course, the first ruled out. I don't think this one will be. It's going to be Leeds 3, Burnley 1, and a little bit of hope for Burnley in this game at least.
Brennan Aronson's going to come on for Stack.
Or is he? Because the fourth official's not sure.
Yeah, one of the backroom staff is barking at somebody. Rather, well, the fourth official doesn't do the subs; they do it. So how is it his fault? Sean Longstaff is going to come on, but Tanaka's going to be the player replaced. But the reason it's being delayed is because Leeds just haven't got him ready in time by the looks of it. They're going through the corners and all those kind of things. Yeah, maybe footballers.
Yeah, it looked like he was saying, "I said no." He said, "That's what it looked like." I mean, I'm not a professional mouth reader, but it looked like he was saying, "I said no" to the fourth official. But you know,
but why is Longstaff ready then? That they just waste a window then, don't they? The fourth official probably saying to them, "You want to get him on now, or you can't use him." Oh well, you'd have to use him later in the piece. They're still having a go at the fourth official, Daniel Farker, and the coach in charge of subs for Leeds, and also that person's in charge of the board who gives it to the fourth official. So anyway. Walker for Burnley, right in the Burnley right back area. Tino's fouled by Ampadu. We've got 17 minutes still to go. Burnley are plotting another couple of changes. Amanda Broya and Zeki Amdouni are coming on. Once the ball goes out next time. Oh, Bashir Humphries miscontrolled and almost miscontrolled into a good area, but he's also ran into Ethan Ampadu and he's showing concern as well. His Humphries, former Chelsea youngsters, maybe together too. Ampadu's back on his feet, but not in great condition. Justin intercepts. Ampadu's back on his feet and plays a ball back towards a couple of defenders, but Darlow comes out and just calms everyone down. It's just a bit of an anxious spell this for Leeds. Now Bogle overruns. Oh, Humphries tackles it against Bogle. Momentum takes it towards Nemetcha. I thought it came off his hand. I have to say, it was into the goalkeeper's hands. Of course, final day of EFL action tomorrow as well, isn't it? Just having a look at our schedule. We've got Derby against Sheffield United, Ipswich against QPR, Millwall against Oxford, Preston against Southampton, Watford against Coventry. In their old Championship, League One, Exeter, Bradford, Crawley, Salford, and of course loads of Premier League action as well. Brentford, West Ham at 3 o'clock, Newcastle, Brighton, Wolves against Sunderland. Both of those games will be of interest to Leeds fans and players and coaching staff and everyone else, as Hannibal tries to bring himself away. Ampadu surely going to get booked for dragging him back. Also 5:30 game, Arsenal against Fulham in the Premier League. Hibs against Celtic on Sunday. Interesting day coming up on Monday as well, when you think that Hearts host Rangers at 5:30, Chelsea and Nottingham Forest at 3 o'clock in the Premier League, Everton Manchester City at 8. Bashir Humphries is going to be replaced. Amdouni and Broja are more attacking players, so you imagine Lucas Perez will become the left back. Yeah, we're seeing 4 from Mike Jackson. Zian Fleming trudges off somewhat dejectively. And Armando Broja will come on for the final 15 minutes or so, plus a bit of change, I think.
Yeah, of course. Amdouni suffered quite a bad knee injury, didn't he? He was on loan away from Turf Moor with Benfica. He was sent back, of course, prematurely because of that injury. This makes his first appearance in the Premier League for Burnley this season. He's I think a pretty decent talent. The Swiss forward comes on with Broja. It's a different model up there now, isn't it, for Burnley 2 up top. Although I say that, as the ball's played forward, it's more of a 4 because Chowner and Anthony are actually further forward than either Amdouni or Broja. As once again, Chowner almost gets the better of Pascal Strauch.
Yes, we saw Mike Jackson indicate 4 at the back, so I think we're close to a 4-3-3 now. We're in it for the Clarets. Goal kick though to Leeds. Maybe saw him for Strout there. So it's going to be a free kick actually for Chowner's foul. As our TV colleagues are currently interviewing Noah Okafor in this mini break in play. And it'll be interesting to see how he sees his evening. He's got a couple of extra points in the player ratings, hasn't he? Because he got a goal, but just a bit in and out of the game. Nemetcha goes to close down Kyle Walker. Neck down now to Stev. Balls behind Stev, but we'll find Lucas Perez. A busy Brazilian fullback is outnumbered 3-2-1. Won by Ampadu, then plays a poor ball inside. Martino picks it off. Now Amdouni. Walker's wide. Ekdal's the short ball. Nice Stev. Come forward. Hannibal has been busy since coming on. Plays a short ball to Anthony. And Estev. And that's just been Burnley's problem, I think. Just the ball is always going backwards, it seems. They have plenty of possession, but no real outball, no one between the lines linking things together. You can see the players are frustrated as well because, well, especially the attacking players, because they don't get anything, then they don't have much around them to help them out. Florentino's come back to, just to illustrate the point, Amanda Brozier is only 30 yards from his goal, just to have been fouled by Sean Longstaff. Short free kick to Florentino, plays it over Perez's head because Anthony's there. Chance for him to get it out of his feet and go down the line. Anthony still going. Perez overlapping, ball in towards the box, is blocked, and good work by Burgle. He concedes a throw-in rather than a corner kick. Rather.
Yeah, Burnley looking much better, aren't they, now in the sort of last 10-15 minutes. I think that coincides with Leeds just falling off in terms of their energy levels. They've made those changes which haven't really benefited them just yet, but they have just dropped back a little bit more. Maybe got a little bit too complacent, a little bit too comfortable with the 3-goal advantage. And Burnley looking to take advantage. They look much better. I mean, you wonder where this Burnley side's been all season.
Yes, I always think that as Broya gets the ball from Anthony Perez, I just think a team that's struggling for confidence, they just always seem more. Everyone just seems more comfortable in a back four rather than other shape, because everyone just almost knows where they need to be in that back four and in front of them, as it's played forward by Leeds and matches in Akers. If Calvert-Lewin can find in the balls are poor, and it was just stretching away from Calvert-Lewin there. Metcher, of course, wasn't in Akers, but he did have plenty of space to run into it. The ball was right. The first touch was a bit heavy from Calvert-Lewin, but Longstaff's done really well in midfield. No, he's just fouled Hannibal.
Yeah, a few choice words there for Thomas Bramall as well, by the looks of it, from Sean Longstaff. Scored, of course, that brilliant, exciting equaliser, didn't he, a week or so ago against Bournemouth in the 97th minute. He's had to play off the bench this season, hasn't he, the former Newcastle man. I think when Leeds signed him, you probably thought he'd go straight into the team, but I think the performances of Tanaka, as you mentioned, who's hitting form, and Stack for most of the season, have largely kept him out of the team. Yeah,
I think going back to a back four, he probably, if it was a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, might be getting more minutes, but Ampadu's always going to hold. Tanaka just has a bit more mobility and just can see that pass, can't it? And Stack's just, well, if you ask anyone who's watched Leeds too much or enough this season, they'll just tell you he's Stack. He just seems to always drive forward and brings the team with him. He allows them to get up the field because he carries the ball from the middle of the park, as Florentino gives it to I had to say as well, fair play to Thomas Bramall, because Longstaff shouldn't have said what he said to him, but he just told him to calm down. I do actually think he's a really good upcoming referee, because he just seems like a good guy, actually, Thomas Bramall. He seems to treat the players as adults, and he could have penalised Longstaff. Maybe he should have done. I think if it was 3-2 or 3-3, he might have done, but a 3-1, the game almost petering out, he just made the right call to tell him to calm down.
Yeah, he probably felt it would have been unnecessary, as you say, given the context of the game. There's a little bit more in it. Potentially he does, just to calm him down, but just tells him, look, be quiet. Your side's leading 3-1, just relax a little bit. Which is really good refereeing, absolutely. I mean, again, look, we're talking here, and Burnley just playing it between themselves. They look comfortable in possession. And there's still that 2 goals to come back against. I mean, you wouldn't rule it out, would you? That we've seen stranger things, and the way that Leeds have been sort of since that Burnley goal, since the disallowed one a few minutes before it, they've been really quiet and just really passive.
Walker's ball down the line towards Broya, gets a thumbs up from the Albanian striker, but Darlow read it so well. Beal as well, he's been an excellent sign. I think he's at the heart of a back three. There are a few better in the league. As Darlow looks to play his way, and Broy's actually been a free kick for obstruction. I always puzzled by that rule, actually, because Broy's not in the box. He can stand where he wants on the pitch, can't he?
Yeah,
it's not a free kick, is it?
It's not a free kick until he makes contact with the kick being taken, you would imagine.
Yeah, and Carl Darlow does have 18 yards behind him to move back into as well, doesn't he? So,
you're right, yeah.
Always like in goal area in rugby where he can just run around with it in his hands until he gets as much space as he'd like, but didn't come to anything in the end. Kyle Walker with a throw back to Ekdal, and Dubravka, who has shaken off that knock he picked up, and Esteve will clear in the end for the visitors. It's a foul, another Leeds foul in the middle of the park, this time on Amanda Breuer. Good night for Leeds sports fans. Looks like the Rhinos are beating Wakefield. Another derby. Breuer's shaking his head at something. It's actually a foul against him rather than a Leeds player. Leeds in no great rush. Longstaff will take the ball, and just reiterates Burnley's remaining 3 fixtures: Aston Villa at home, Arsenal away, and Wolves at home on the final day of the season in a 6-pointer to avoid finishing bottom of the league, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be on the beach if you've ever seen it, won't it, between those two, you'd imagine.
Yes, there's another corner kick for Leeds. It's a floated free kick. Strike won it, and then there was a bit of a commotion between the Burnley defenders, and it goes out for corner. Longstaff has taken over the set pieces. Applauds the fans behind the goal. They applaud back as well. They have happy faces in the stands at Ellen Road. It's Independent Off-Tube Studio commentary. 5.5 to go. Leeds 3, Burnley 1. Longstaff with 2 arms up towards the back post. Free header for Rodon, and saved in the end by Dubravka. A good header, good accurate header, but there wasn't quite the pace on the ball, I think. And that's where Joe Rodon struggled a bit.
Yeah, I think because the ball's sort of not moving away, is it? It's sort of lofting over the top of him. All the power has to be generated by Joe Rodon, and yeah, if it's into the far corner, maybe it doesn't get saved, but it's just too close to Dubravka.
Yes, Esteve back to Ekdal. He'll go long down the field. Beale, and Justin has had a quite efficient game as the left wing back floats it forward. Esteve heads it down, and half away, but he's just coming back. Unfortunately for the visitors at the moment, and Leeds, well, as I say, that Justin overruns it, and it's Walker to find Abdouni, takes it on the half turn and breaks forward, strikes there, wins the ball. Was he pushed over? He thought so. Advantage shot, play on rather. Florentino, Lucas Perez, now Anthony. Inside, outside, into the box. Hammered away though by Ampadu. And with no real questions asked, Esteve can bring it down. Ekdal allowed to come over halfway by Calvert-Lewin. Now Walker. Shuano maybe had a 10-minute period either side of half time, the Cameroonian. We look quite sharp. Set that chance up for Anthony. A bit in and out since then. He's won a bit more. He's one of those players I always think that he's quite obviously there, but you just want a bit more from him.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing for a side that have already been relegated, isn't he? And you can go sort of
I didn't want to say.
Yeah, you can go one or two ways with that, can't you? You can shine and sort of put yourself in the shop window, or I think what would be the more natural sort of human reaction would be, well, we're already down, we haven't been great this season, and almost subconsciously you probably don't try as hard, you probably don't show your best, and that's probably why he sort of filters in and out.
Yes, here he is though, inside right position, shows 200 to Justin, who's, that was like Bobby Moore 1970 on Pele there, wasn't he? He was waiting for the ball, just took it off him really nicely. Calvert-Lewin beats Esteve. Hannibal is a high tackle that by Hannibal, that'll be a yellow card. It was on Aronson. He slid through and his foot was shin high, and Aronson was kind of saying to him, there's no real need for that. Good hold-up play by Calvert-Lewin, and he's not quite out of control, but he's always high there, Hannibal. And I think Aronson actually half knows it's coming, so half gets out the way. But it could have been a bit worse, that, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't get the ball either, does he? usually with those, if you sort of get a little touch on the ball, you can sort of understand, and maybe you don't react in the sort of way Aronson did, but he's clearly frustrated. I mean, you mentioned a few players vying for their place in World Cup squads. He's one, isn't he? Brendan Aronson. He'd be hoping with a home tournament, hoping to be in that squad, hoping to have a positive effect on the team as well. So, an injury at this stage in the season is the last thing you want. I mean, of course, never a good time to get injured, is it?
No. Calvert-Lewin's also hoping for a place in the England squad. He overruns it on this occasion, though. Jacobiol heads it forward. Perez gets away from one, then plays the ball back to Ekdal, who'll be with Sweden, I'd imagine, this summer. Dubravka. Slovakia missed out in the playoffs as Ekdal can bring it forward, fed into Breuer's feet. The ball's a poor one, though, by the Burnley striker. Ampadu skips in, gives it back to Justin, who'll go all the way back to Carl Darlow. Just over a minute left of the 90. We've got 1 minute of additional time in the first half. 4 is going to be my guess, as Rodon's pass is just a bit too strong for Aronson, but he's one of those who makes a bad ball a good one. He's still going, the American, charging down Esther. He does well to turn him, give it to Hannibal, who whips the ball forward, but it's not under control. Eventually all the way through to Darlow, who will fizz it out towards Justin. He goes back to Darlow, and the Wales international goalkeeper just thinks, I think he's seen a potential injury. And James Justin looks a bit confused by it all as well, because he was under a little pressure. He's whipped it into touch, and left calf would be my suggestion for Joe Rodon. Stretching it out, has been out the side in recent weeks, and might not see out the 90 here.
Yeah, just pulled up there, and I think as the ball goes over towards that far side, Darlow sees it, and he realises that if I play this centrally, it can't go to the right, because Rodon's already on his way down to the ground. Yeah, he's not going to continue, is he, Joe Rodon? He's going to come off. Well, it'll be a bit of a blow, won't it, for Leeds United? Maybe not as much as it would have been if they hadn't won this game. But of course, I think they are going to now as we hit 90 minutes. I'd imagine Sebastian Bornau would potentially come on to replace him. Maybe Sam Byram. He's another one. I mean, you mentioned James Justin's probably played more than many people would have expected this season. Much like Sam Byram last season, brought in sort of a couple of years ago, was it talked about. He's basically just as an extra player in training, really, to start with. And Daniel Farke liked him, as he did at Norwich a few years ago, and he got himself back up to fitness, Sam Byram, and came into the squad. Not really featured this season, has he? But apparently he's one of those good players to have around the training ground, to use that old cliche.
Yeah, Sam Byram, you say he got himself up to fitness. That's been for everybody's problem, unfortunately, hasn't it? He was brilliant when he came through Leeds. Was really good for West Ham when he actually played. Just couldn't get him regularly fit, and unfortunately, just the years have got away from him a bit. Anton Stark's been named player of the match. 61 chances created this season, level with Declan Rice and Dominic Szoboszlai. Bruno Fernandes way out in front, 114.
Wow.
19 assists now, isn't it? He's one behind Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne's joint Prem record of 20. And so it's thrown back, and Leeds happy to let it go for a goal kick. Dan James is ready to come on. As is Wilfred Nonto. 8 minutes added on, 6.5 still to play. Rodon works his way back on. Bornau doesn't look like he's ready to, or he doesn't look like he's been told to warm up by the ferocity of the furrowness of his brow, doesn't he? He doesn't look happy at all, the German. Who's had an interesting first season, I think, in England.
Yeah.
I think he expects to play a bit more than he has, as Charlie breaks forward on the left-hand side for Burnley. Back to Lucas Perez. Hannibal turns, shapes to go across field, cuts back and gives it to Joanu. Right-footed ball in is ducked by Breuer. It's then Anthony on the right-hand side. Those two swap sides. He's cut it back. Interested by Breuer to duck underneath the ball. Almost worked out. I think he was offside and he knew it, actually, Breuer. Anthony cut it back, but it's Darlow's ball all day. Yeah,
just switched sides, haven't they, Chowner and Anthony, and the former pretty decent delivery in, just no one on hand really. As you say, Anthony gets there and keeps you alive, but can't draw it back to a teammate.
I know. Still we wait for James and Nonto. Darlow. It's high and clear. Calvert-Lewin can't keep it. Him and Pires battle for the ball. The referee has blown his whistle, so the substitutions that can take place. And we see that Jenny Bogle's going to be replaced by Dan James, and Nonto will come on for Calvert-Lewin, and applause all round.
Yeah, it's not Joe Roden. Seemingly he's gonna play on, so maybe not as bad as we first thought, or maybe he is still gonna come off. Maybe we've just not seen that third being made. I don't see anyone else getting stripped and ready, as you mentioned. So maybe he will continue. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin, he's got his goal. As mentioned, he's scored in patches this season, has he? I think he'll be really happy to get another goal under his belt. 12 now for the season in the league. Off he goes. And as well, as you mentioned, Jayden Bogle, who's always puts in good performances for Leeds, particularly this season. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit Rodon really looks like he's struggling a bit actually, but Metcher's gone right down the middle now, and he's pushed into Dubravka by Ekdal. Dubravka knows it. The high five at those two players. Leeds 3, Burnley 1 in stoppage time now. Dubravka holds the ball out of his feet, goes straight down the middle. Breuer beats Beal to it, but Ampadu will pick up the seconds. Nonto gets a touch. It's won in the middle of the park by Amdouni. He and Pires almost get in each other's way, but Amdouni will take over. Socks rolled down the left hand side. He cuts in onto his right boot. Florentino, Pires now. Ball over everyone. Walker's on the edge of the area. He's going to go for goal. It's blocked by Longstaff back there. Anthony brings it down. Nice touch back to Walker, who'll loft it towards the back post. Amdouni wins the header ahead of Rodon. Now Hannibal with the shot. Beal gets in front of him and heads it away. Little patch this for Burnley. Anthony works it back to Florentino. Now Hannibal. Half a touch, maybe too many. We'll give it to Walker. Florentino. Anthony. Walker. Amdouni. Burnley almost subconsciously going backwards here, and eventually they're back in their own half, having been in the Leeds box. Walker has it. Florentino wants it round to give it round the corner. He does to Hannibal, who just holds his ground. Esteve could be an option if he looks up, but he as well turns and then floats it down the line. Anthony's quick, and he's going to keep the ball in as well. Rodon clears from his own 6-yard line. It's one of those, a lovely ball actually. It's like a chip and run from Hannibal. It's kept holding up on the turf as Breuer gets it back to Walker. Low ball in. Ampadu's gone down, clutching his face. Anthony has it and fires over the crossbar. Hinter maybe another one back. And a bit of late drama perhaps, but that might be the last chance Burnley are going to have to get something on this game.
Yeah, you feel, I think if it's any other team, barring maybe Wolves and maybe Spurs or Chelsea given their current form, if it's anyone else who've been playing in this second half, you think they put Leeds to the sword and they'd probably get a couple more goals back. I think Leeds have been really lacklustre in this second half. Burnley have not been brilliant. They've created a few more chances than they did in the first half. Of course, got their goal, had one disallowed as well, and they've been allowed, for the most part, in this second period, to have the majority of possession. Leeds have just sat back and sort of let the game wash over them a little bit.
Yes, Darlow's clearance. Metcher heads it out for a Burnley throw in the Claret's own half. Just to confirm, looking at that table, as we are now, Leeds will be 9 points clear of Tottenham. Final relegation place with a far superior goal difference as well. Spurs at Aston Villa on Sunday evening. Catch that game on this service. 7 o'clock kick-off. 3:30. A bit of a change to the Sunday fixtures. That's Manchester United against Liverpool. Plenty to look forward to. West Ham's game at Brentford as well, also available on this service. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off tomorrow. Same time as Newcastle take on Brighton. The late game is Arsenal against Fulham. Amdouni turns. He's been bright since coming on. He'll find Joanne. Left-footed ball in. A couple of defenders wrong-footed. Justin reads it though. And knocks it into a good area and an even better area because Metcher's pressures forced a mistake from Ekdal. Off his shins and out for a throw. 2 leads in the Burnley half.
Yeah, just looking at the table as well, a couple more goals. They would have gone over Crystal Palace, as I think you mentioned earlier, Jack. I don't think that brings Palace into the relegation battle. They do have that game in hand, don't they? But that would have been really good just on paper for Leeds, I think, to say that they were in 13th. But couldn't get the goals, and of course Burnley getting one back doesn't help them either. But they're in a really strong position now.
They are. I think you'd have when they were 2-0 down at half time against Manchester City in November, they would have taken this, wouldn't they? I think because Justin plays the ball to no one in the end, heading for a goal kick. Thomas Bramall. The camera waits on him as he prepares to blow. We anticipate to be the final whistle. With the light for Daniel Farke. Burnley take a short goal kick. Those subs have just had a bit of extra time as Anthony goes back to Ekdal. Esteb Florentino can open his body. Esteb, we tick into the 100th minute. Still Thomas Bramall happy to play on. Luis Perez comes inside, plays it behind Florentino. Perez back. Poor ball back to Florentino. Longstaff would stride away and maybe stride right through the middle of the park. He's got players either side of them. Dan James to his left hand side. First time effort saved by Dubravka. And Walker will just shepherd it back to the goalkeeper. And Aronson to his right. Still we play on. Florentino as the ball, he brings it away, but to no avail. A successful night for Leeds. Burnley's post-Scott Parker era begins with yet another defeat. It's finished Leeds 3, Burnley 1.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun.